JöKö, a game of visual memory and quick movement in which you must be faster than your opponent when placing your cards onto the matching symbols and getting rid of all your cards. Who's playing? First of all, let's look for an opponent. Oh no, sorry, but animals and children under 7 years old can't join the game. Let's get started. For 2 players. Shuffle the cards and deal out the entire deck in equal parts to each player. Each player must hold their cards face down in one hand, without looking at them, and then use the other hand to play. One at a time, each player flips over the top card on the playing deck and places it face up in a row of 5 cards in front of them. Each player has their own row, and they take turns to play up to 5 cards in each row. When there are 2 matching cards on the table, identical symbols, players must place one of their cards onto the matching cards before their opponent does, irrespective of whether the cards are in the row in front of them or in the opposite row. This can happen before these rows are completed with 5 cards each. The game proceeds the same way until someone gets rid of all their cards. If all players have already placed 5 cards in the row and there are no identical symbols on display, they collect the cards of their own row and place them face down at the bottom of their playing deck. What you should know: for a smoother gameplay, cards must be placed down in quick but gentle movements to prevent cards from being scattered on the table. If a player makes a mistake and covers 2 symbols which are not identical, they are penalized by collecting all the cards remaining on the table and adding them to the cards which they already have in their hand. When there are 3 matching symbols on the table, players can only cover 2 of them. Exception: when the 3rd matching card is already covered and the 2 other matching symbols are covered at the same time by different players. For 3 or 4 players. Layout and rules are the same as in the version for 2 players, only that the rows in front of each player have a maximum of 4 cards each instead of 5. Version for 4 players on teams. They split into 2 teams and each player has a deck of cards. Layout is the same as in the version for 2 players, but this time players add up to 8 cards instead of 5 to the rows in front of each of them. In order to win, the players on the same team share the playing deck until both of them get rid of their cards. Contents: 108 cards, 15 symbols. To get more information and download the rules, go to www.jokogame.com.
¿Qué cosa? ¡Ah, corre! No, esto no está. ¡Ah! ¡Eh!